So your co-host on Speak, Paul Pierce, said he would walk 20 miles to work if the Celtics lost Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Knicks. This was back in May. Celtics did in fact lose that game, blowing a 20-point lead in the process. Paul had a bunch of great stories documenting his walk from here in the Valley to your studios in West LA. So like a good teammate, you pulled up on him during the walk to show some support.
Look who I done ran into, my boy Keith. He out here gonna walk.
Look who I found.
He ran up on me.
Yeah, no, I brought, here you go right
got
here.
me some water.
Got
Man, I
water for
appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate you, my dog.
Yeah.
The boys in.
I'll see you at the studio in a minute, though, man. I got about,
let me get this.
I got about 5 more miles to go, dog.
Look at this dude, man.
All right, I'm out. My man ran up on me. I got 5 more to go. Found me. Good look for the water, dog. Damn.
He crazy as hell.
So True grew up in Inglewood. People from Inglewood know him for being a little fugazi, for capping. That's just the truth. Did Paul really walk the full 20 miles to work?
Man, I caught him on the back end, and I caught him on the front end at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to see, how did I see him when he started? I feel like my son showed me on his way to school. He showed me, so I caught him on the back end though. So I said when I'm going, I had to get, and I was getting a haircut. He had walked past the barbershop.
Oh, you just saw him walk on his straw.
And then I finished getting hit up. And then once he got into the Bel Air area, I caught him again, because I think I was talking to the producers, and they was like, he over near Bel Air. And so I called him, and he was telling me where it was at. So I drove over there, stopped at the gas station, bought him a bottle of Fiji, and watched him walk. Now, all I can tell you is,
Quality water.
I can tell you the motherfucker was walking. That's all I can tell you. And he was walking in Beverly Hills area too, Westwood, Beverly Hills. Because people, like other people saw it. Like people driving down the street was filming him and shit. So now whether he walked 2 miles or 18 miles, he was walking.
Okay.
But that's his fault. He should have never bet on the Celtics in the first place. I tried to warn him. I tried to get him out of that. See, because I had enough intel and knowledge when I made the bet for myself. Because I had made the bet Kenyon back in January, maybe it was early February. And I said on the show, I said I'll walk from the house to the studio in my boxers and flip-flops if Aaron Rodgers is the starting quarterback of the New York Jets on opening day in September. But I ain't no damn fool. I knew he wasn't gonna be the starting quarterback. See what I'm saying? I knew. I ain't no way in the world. My best friend, one of my best friends is a head coach, and he think like I think. You see what I'm saying? I didn't need to call AG and say, AG, you gonna keep it? Because I already knew he wasn't gonna keep it, because he think like I think. Why would I want this dude in my locker room? And I'm a new coach. So I knew he was gonna be gone ASAP. So when I said it, Paul doubled down on it later on during basketball season. I'm like, yeah, that probably wasn't the right move.
Not with them Knicks and Celtics, nah.
Inglewood.
Personal.
No good. So I know you've been working on a special project this summer, which also includes our very own Mr. B. So we definitely want to hear more about that. So what you got cooking up this summer?
So, I got a podcast as well through FS1 and Fox on the digital side. And because football season is pretty much over with, it was over with and doesn't start obviously till September. So we came up with an idea, my producer came up with an idea, and she said, we should do something real different than all the other podcasts that's out there. Because you from LA, you know the streets of LA, you know athletes, entertainers, you pretty much know every damn body in LA. And so we put this together with the LA Legends. So anybody and everybody that I've come into contact with throughout my life that has moved on to bigger and better things in the LA area, we call it LA Legends. So as you say, Mr. B is in an episode.
Okay. LA Legend.
Yeah, LA Legend. Obviously is Paul Pierce and Baron Davis, Deshaun Jackson and Cheryl Miller and NWA, the whole entire group of NWA, Ice Cube, all
you got Q? Okay.
And then some more people that's gonna come along the way. Candace Parker's in it. Gosh, I know I'm missing some people, but that's what it's about. Okay. And it's about 10 different episodes that we're gonna drop on the 30th and start. The first episode drops on the 30th. And I believe that episode is gonna be Paul Pierce, Baron, Deshaun, and myself. And then from there, I don't know what the second and the third. We're probably gonna roll it out.
Okay.
But it's really just about the careers, you know, and where everybody's at in their careers and what they did on the court, on the field, off the court, off the field. That's our family life. Just really chopping it up. Something way different than what we see normally in the podcast space, where it's just really one-on-one, mano-a-mano conversations and stuff
If
like that.
carry
We
on
just
is
take it
right,
around the city.
there's a
And
network
another
of old
one
tunnels under
where
this
it
town.
was,
If I
me,
find them, maybe I can use them to
Trevor
stay out of sight.
and Denny Green joined us at the Maximum State Prison. So I went up to Lancaster State Prison and was on the grounds with the triple lives, you know, having conversations with them about the do's and the don'ts and the what ifs, so to speak. You know, it's crazy, man. I'm walking through, I'll just give you a little snippet of it. I'm walking through after, you know, we going through the little hallway in the chapel, and I see a dude, but I didn't really recognize him, you know, but he kept saying my name, but I didn't recognize him at all. He had a full gray beard on and everything, and it's a glass wall, and as I got down the hallway, the door was open, so I stuck my head in the door, and he was in there playing the instruments, and he was like, Mike. I'm like, yeah, Mike. You know, I'm like, yeah, okay. And he said, your flower dude. And I looked closer. He said, yeah, Mike, I'm your florist, man. I said, oh, shit. Man, I broke down in tears and everything, because he's an older dude. I hadn't seen him. Man, I hadn't seen him since my restaurant, since I got rid of my restaurant, because he covered my restaurant, my house, my office spaces. He did all that for me, but then, you know, you lose sight of somebody, they go away. He done went to jail, you know, he got life. So now I'm walking from there after I
This will help.
chopped it up with him and everything, and now we on the yard. Man, I done seen about 4 or 5 people that I know. Everybody in there got life that I know, that I went to Dorsey with, you know what I'm saying, that I grew up in the streets with, even from my childhood days, as I like to call him, my little crimey. One of my little crimies, he got double life. No, he got triple life, actually. Because him and a couple of his crimies, don't ask me why they tried to rob a furniture store, but they tried to rob a furniture store, and they knocked down, the dude knocked down his 2 partners that was with him. So he knocked down the dude, so he got charged for all 3. So it was just those, you know, it was crazy. It was, man, it was, and they all young dudes too, you know, young. Yeah, it was young. And so, you know, it's just about that sort of stuff, just trying to give back to the community in which I was brought up in.
Okay. Now, when we look forward,
Gestapo have been here a few days at least.
It's gonna be fun, though. It's gonna be exciting.
Looks like they ain't found Vertigo yet. Good. Means I've still got a chance.
we're going to be on the lookout for that. You said it's dropping on the 30th?
Yeah, 30th, this first episode. I had to get him, because, you know, he left hand the whole night.
I'm not seeing anything else.
Way back when.
No comment. The best point guard to come out of Los Angeles. I think Baron Davis might be free, but I'll leave that up to them.
See, you know what's so funny about Baron Davis? And I talked to B. I mean, on BD since BD was a little chubby. And I went to watch him play in the Martin Luther King tournament at Pauley Pavilion. And I'm sitting courtside. And he's playing, and the Collins twins was playing the whole deal. So I'm with my sports agent that was an NBA agent and an NFL agent. And Baron at this time, man, Baron might have been 5'11", whatever. 5'11", looked like he was 250 pounds or something. And my agent, no, I told me. My agent kept telling me, he was doctor. My agent kept saying, you're going to be the #1 pick, Keyshawn. I said, ain't no fucking way. And my agent knew, I mean, he represents basketball players and stuff. He kept saying, man, the dude, that's why I'm here. You know, he's going to be the #1 pick. But Baron was only a junior at the time. I was like, ain't no way in the world. The dude barely, he 5'7", you know. That just goes to show you how much basketball I do.
Okay.
You know. But it was crazy watching him play in high school and then obviously throughout his pro career.
Went on to UCLA, best university in Los Angeles before going to the league.
No, we're not going to do that.
No,
You know, we're not going to do that. This is not what we're going to do.
just making sure you're paying attention.
No, we're not going to do that.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
You know more UCLA people work for USC people in the state of California. Did you know that? Google it.
I don't know. I don't believe it. No, thank you.
But it's still a great university. My team's better. Yeah, it's still a great university.
No more public school.
No time to waste, Harry. Need to move.
Let's shift it over.
You know, one more thing. One more fact. One more fact. You know, in that area, it's more crime at UCLA than at USC. USC is in South Los Angeles.
Oh, I know.
That's crazy.
They get God in Westwood.
Nobody know that, do you wouldn't think that. I just because it's down the street.
Early night they do it.
They just think, oh, crime over USC. Look at all those people. Nah, people over there ain't got no money. They go over there for money.
Yeah. Yeah, they going over there again. Right outside the boiling crab. I already know how it goes down.
So you telling me right now, right?
Why is it not shooting? What the fuck?
You coaching the Washington Wizards, right? And they say, you got Kwame Brown. Huh? Yeah.
Why, Joe?
That's it. Why? I'm just saying, that's who you got to work with, brother.
Why do you think Kwame was trash, though? Why do you think that?
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly. Like, honestly. I feel like most of the guys who came in 6'11", 6'10" up had some type of something.
No, okay. The talent, skill.
Why is it not
It
shooting?
was rough, right? He needed skill.
He was out of high
He
school.
was out of high school. So
That's him and Tyson Chandler.
yeah, so
like Eddie
basically he was raw talent. Right? Fast, quick. The problem is this. If you know you're lacking something, you work on it.
If you don't know you're lacking something, how can you work on it?
Then that's the
You're
problem.
supposed to be told by the people who draft you what to do.
Or you're basically, the problem is this. If you think you are it, or you think we all been there. If somebody thinks they know
Like,
everything,
what
oh,
the
I know.
why is it not
You're
shooting?
not accepting anything, right? You're not accepting knowledge because you think you know it. That's the problem. Hey man, you need to work on your post moves and do all. I'm good. Don't worry about me. Oh, okay. Well, you need to get in shape. We need to do this. I don't. I'm
That's
doing it on my own.
90% of the players.
No,
being
but
hard-headed.
But that's if you're being hard.
Well,
You're
once
going
we
to
got our name called, we all
That's
became hard.
90% of the
But
players.
like you, right? You go against the grain, but you know you're doing it on purpose, right? Like if I say, all right, Rashad, we're going through the shootout. I ain't shooting, but secretly you taking 10,000 shots, right? To get your shit ready. Him, I'm not taking 10,000 shots. Fuck that. That's the problem. That was his problem. His problem wasn't that he didn't have the skill. The problem is he didn't want to do nothing. Like it came to the point where it's like, I'm scared to try and fail. I'd rather just not do it and then blame something else.
So what you're doing right now is you're validating the fact that he feels the way he feels because he was good enough to do that. You're good enough to feel that way. Now, you're not good enough to feel that way because you didn't get better, but you were good enough to be number one. You were good enough to have everybody envious of you being picked number one. You not getting better, yes, that's on you.
Okay.
But to say a motherfucker not good, that's different.
Wait, no, it's not. You're not good. You were good. The problem is you were 18 good. You were.
Nah,
you
he
were
was
good.
11 years in the league good.
That was no 13.
That career.
That was cheap. But
Nah, but look, this is what I'm saying. So let me translate that to the whole word bust, right? It's a very triggering word for those who didn't reach the expectations that were put out for them. Some people don't understand that dynamic. When you have an expectation and you fall short, what trauma that does to anybody who thinks it's a joke.
Yes.
It's traumatizing. I know about being called a bust. I wasn't number one pick, I wasn't number 3, but I had an expectation.
But what stopped it? Injury.
Me.
Your injury.
No, it wasn't injury. It was me. I stopped thinking. I stopped.
See, but that's. Thank you.
See, what does me
That's the
changing
difference.
that?
You're admitting you stopped you. That's the problem there. He can't admit that. Hey, they were picking on this one.
That's my cue. Time to go.
But you know why? You know why?
No, I know
Because
why.
they're still picking on him.
No, I know.
Still picking on
I
him.
was there when he got there. I was
Still
I was
picking.
there.
Look, this is what I'm saying, though, yo. It's
No,
not a defendant
I'm
thing.
gonna say this, though.
He can't say it's me when y'all still picking on me, making me feel like it's you.
But it's
No,
the
but that's the
difference
part.
between
You
those who
admitted-
can't do and those who literally could not do.
Right.
Like
He could
do.
But that's
he
what I'm,
could do.
And
he
that's
just
he
didn't.
just didn't do it.
like, that's what I'm saying. It's easy for him to say, hey, listen, you know what? I looked up to these dudes, and they were picking on me. And as a young kid, I didn't want to be around that. So I didn't want to be in the gym with them.
That's the
I
weirdest
didn't
shit
wanna
ever.
stay
It
active
doesn't
with them.
shoot.
Like, I didn't want that. Like, this was these two
I
motherfuckers
can't
was
even
negative
use my
environment for me. Dylan
mouse
Collins was
buttons.
fucking, I didn't want to be there. Right? So I'd rather just be at home. I didn't want to go to the gym. You can say that. That is reality. But don't pretend it's everything else.
That's real. That's real.
Like I remember, I said like when I got there, I said I thought I was the shit, and reality kicked in. I'm not that good. I'm not here yet. I was depressed. I'm sitting on the bench. This is not the NBA that I thought it was. I'm not good enough. I'm depressed. I wanted to go home. I said I can admit that. And Mark Jackson was like, no, dog, you him. We just gotta practice.
But that's what I'm saying.
You have, if you can't admit something and you think it's everybody else's fault, that becomes a problem because you're not trying to grow.
I get it.
That's a fact.
What I'm
That's a
saying.
fact. That's
what
real.
I'm saying.
You're not trying to grow.
But when you're
real.
put in a position to play 13 years in
real.
the NBA, right? 13 years.
13 years.
Whatever I did in those years are acceptable for me.
Okay.
So if you don't, outside of what I accept what I've done with my years, what am I saying to you? I didn't play 13 years. I played 4 years. And after looking at my per 36, for my 4 years that I played,
Nice.
I don't feel bad about falling short of the expectation because I know I could have been. I know what I was doing. And so for guys like Greg, Kwame, all the guys on the outside, it's like, all right, I may not have taken advantage of my ability in the NBA. I may not have maximized my shit. I may have gotten hurt early and I didn't rehab to the maximum. I didn't take it as serious, whatever the case may be. Everybody got regrets, but that's where the mental health come in, where you got to understand there's other people going through the same type of shit. And sometimes it's out of your control.
Not
Sometimes when people
let me
then bring
do
up
what I
those
want
old
to do. I'm
scars,
getting
you
annoyed,
have
bro.
to fight for yourself, and then you have to attack everybody that's attacking you. I get it.
But that's the difference. Injury. Y'all had to accept something, right? So when you say 13 years, right, I'm sitting back like, if that's what you want to hang your hat on, is that you lasted 13 years. That becomes a problem because of this. Who you are of 13 years don't match what you did because of this. In our era, a healthy 7-footer, a healthy center made
The
$2
Starpo
million.
have been here a few days at least.
Kenyon,
Looks like they ain't.
there was a guy. He was a free agent.
Means I've still got
I
a
heard the
chance.
story of what you said. There was a
Guess
free
that's
agent
all.
who averaged 3 points and 3 rebounds and got paid. What did you say as a free agent? Right? Shit, hey, he averaged 3 and 3 and got that. Shit, I can average 6 and 6 and double that. A dude signed $42 million, averaged 3 and 3 just because he was a big man. He said, shit, give me 80 fucking 4, I'll give you 6 and 6. that was it right now. So I'm saying, like, don't blame everybody else for what you decided to do. You decided.
That's where I'm at this point where even for Kwame, even for guys who've been in a position with a traumatic experience of blaming the whole experience, you've been blamed because you've turned into an investigator. We're trying to find out why this happened, what happened, why it happened, how did it get here where this is not good enough for the people who I'm playing for. The numbers I'm giving you ain't good enough. Okay, I need to do more. But mentally, when you quit the game and you look back and you're like, damn, motherfuckers really not fucking with all the work I put in? What? You're not fucking with
People are owning that shit. I mean, that's kind of where
You
I'm at
but
right
see, that's
now.
the problem. You own it.
I want them all to own it. I want us all,
I've overstayed my welcome. Better get out of
not
here.
only for what has happened in our careers, but where we are right now. All the former athletes are struggling,
Can't
trying to
grow.
figure out.
You can't grow if you don't own your shit.
Man, I want to come on. I have so many plays. I want to come on the pod. I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. I know what your story is over there. I went through it. Let me tell your story from my lens and then see if that can help you a little bit. Accountability.
get back. I'm gonna get there. But also, we at this point now that we gotta own our own shit. Like everything I did, everything I just said is in the past, but it's still part of my fucking story.
Exactly.
I can't change that shit. That's why I hate them motherfuckers.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that motherfucker blew the whistle. What you talking about? It's done. It's called.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what are you talking about?
That's why I keep poking, because you don't want to own it. So
If I remember as far right, that's Vertigo's apartment block.
The history is the history. You still alive, dog. You can still tell your story. Don't tell a story that you created to survive. Tell your actual story.
I'll say
Your story is your story. You can't run from it and pretend you are something else.
you can't help.
No, I tried. Now,
You can try harder.
now I just want to poke.
You can try harder.
I just want to poke.
Because if that bridge between you and him can be mended, it can help a lot of other people.
Like even me with, I'm sitting here like, okay, you had Jordan at 18. Like I was, I'm running into with Jordans, right? So I know mentally how he is, right? I got to Washington after, right? So I seen the effect on him. He never had a problem because I already knew he was going, right? I already knew like, okay, let me just not even go there, right? So when he missed shots, I never said not a motherfucking thing, right? I just let him be him, right? Because I knew mentally it's gonna take a couple. It's okay to take some time. He goes from MJ, then he goes over to Cole. Oh, goddamn.
Worse.
Cole, goddamn.
Worse.
That's a 40-year-old.
Can't see anything worth
now
grabbing.
you're going to damn near 20-something. Oh, you in trouble, right? That's why I never said. I
So
always.
imagine the whoopings he's been taking.
Of course.
And then he's like, y'all, if he thinking, y'all can't whoop me, I'm about to whoop on y'all. Y'all ain't MJ and Cole. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. So that's the energy that's been going back and forth. It's like,
The only reason we having a problem is I'm telling you who you are. I don't know what you created, but you can't grow if you keep pretending you was something else. You pretended that if you played 36
This
minutes,
body
you
might have something handy.
Per 36, you would average 11. You average 9, 11. Goddamn, you played 37 minutes. Like, grow. Because if you can't heal yourself, you can't move forward. Like me, the gun thing. I'm mad that they told on me, not realizing, motherfucker, I'm the cause of it. If I didn't do my part, there wouldn't have been no tail. But I can't keep blaming them for looking out for themselves. I should have looked out for myself. But there was a period of time where I'm looking at them. Oh, I was a franchise guy. This how they did me. This, I'm not growing. It's all black energy. When I had to look back and say, if I wouldn't have done my part, then they wouldn't have done their part. It's me. It's my problem. I gotta. Took me some years.
Wait, hold on, no. Kwame and Kobe and that motherfucker was like, no, give him the ball again. We was watching that. I was watching that motherfucking game. No, give him the ball again. Fucking terrible ass moves, like talking shit to his own teammate. That's disrespectful to the motherfucker.
Give him the ball.
Like, that's tough.
But
that's tough to
but
go
it starts off with,
sorry.
and that's where the growth should have happened early.
Gestapo's done a number on this place.
Like, no,
I should see if they missed something.
He told Kobe, I don't want the ball. So Kobe's like, no, you're gonna keep giving that motherfucker the ball. We keep giving it to him. Fuck him. And trying to make him grow, but that's Kobe's mind. He don't want it. No, we're gonna keep giving it to him. But the problem already started a long time ago. But that's what I'm saying. But the problem is watching a teammate sit there every day like, no, if you just tell your story, trust me, the world gets lifted from you.
I know.
You're holding on. The more you keep lying about who you were, but I'm saying, the more you keep lying about who you are, the more you can't walk.
I know, but look,
North Carolina.
This is the problem.
Now, how you feel after that, though?
It's because people are trying to tell you who you are.
Because they see, no.
That's what's happening.
People who was there is trying to tell you who you
are. Whoever. But what's going on is the triggers are happening, and y'all trying to tell me who I am and what I went through. And I'm trying to tell y'all wrong. But y'all trying to tell me y'all right about my shit.
But the problem is, who's right? The person you telling who you are that you created because of all of this, or the people who was there to say, hey, no, come on, dog, come on. Stop playing.
Vertigo's
That wasn't
long
his fault.
gone.
You just didn't go to the gym, dog.
Squeaky floorboard. Might be worth a book on the Cathar ways. Tunnels under San Raymond.
There was no guidance. We didn't fucking know what to do. So if you having a problem and you think drinking is the thing to do, okay, cool. But that was you. You did
Vertigo
that.
knew they existed beneath the city. Don't reckon I'm gonna find anything else here. Time to root out that dead drop. Can't afford for any of that intel to fall into the wrong hands.
You go to another motherfucker who's like, man, why y'all give me this motherfucker? So think about what's going on.
It's triggering.
It's not triggering.
It's triggering
Think
right
about
now.
what you have to go
But
through.
how do you?
And then you got other motherfuckers re-stabbing you. What's up? You remember this?
I mean,
you remember
we
that?
living in this age where you can make your own narrative. We live in
for
social
sure.
media. So, but what you
He
talking
has
about,
that,
it was
yeah,
like,
he
no,
has
you gotta own your shit. No, I'm gonna make whoever I want to be.
And that's the problem. Making whoever you want to be. That's not survival.
And on that note, I feel like that's a good place to stop for us today.
Like you grown. That crazy, man. Listen, you're crazy. Listen, you're crazy still, right? Right, you crazy still. But
There's nothing crazy about the
no,
truth,
no.
man.
But when you first came in here, everybody in the chat can say, when you first came in here versus who you are now, you've grown. We all are different than when we first started the podcast.
I told you when he first walked in.
When he first walked in, that energy you had, that is different. It's different. Like,
Nah.
Hey, but what's
Right,
crazy
now,
though,
listen.
I don't think y'all understand. I remember him.
Bunch
I
of
remember
Nazis in a
looking up,
cafe.
the
Must be
energy he
nice,
shows
relaxing
his
on the
show.
job.
That was the energy that
I'd kill for a decent mug of tea right now.
Hey, that was him.
But it's different energy. The nigga happy. Like you're glowing, nigga.
It's because I ain't got to go through shit.
Because you don't got shit. You don't got nothing on.
I had a pathway. I had the men. I had to go through this.
You had to go.
I had to go through the trenches.
Thank you.
I had things in the way to even sit here.
Yes.
Right? But I had accountability as well.
Yes, sir.
Let me clean up my
Let me
my
clean up
take.
your mess.
Let me clean up, what I say about people. I'm gonna make it a lot harsher.
I love it.
And not give a fuck a lot more.
I love it. I love it. Keep talking.
Let's go.
Flush the toilet. Sometimes we just gotta.
And we will continue to do that here